Today we got MotoJaguar 4x4, 121 average, best part is solved, last 4 centers, worst part is everything else, 5 years on and off, 3 to 7 hours, so pretty casual. 5 years of some casual solving, you know, so we got that, let's see what we got here. Alright, check advanced audio. Looks like this is a silent video anyways, whatever. Alright. What the... Wow, we got some Yao solving going on. We didn't center on U next. We're doing U next. Brody, I don't think I get a sub 230 mean on your Alfu, but I did get a sub 230 mean on an Alfu when it was my main, so just for the record. Just for the record. It's kind of that Avg5 style. I'm not really a fan of this. How do we do enter solve analysis? You can check out the thing right there. It tells you everything you need to know about solve analysis. Alright, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna watch the first 2 and then we'll go through because I got lots of things to say. Much better first 2 centers there. Way better first 2 centers there. They're pretty easy though, but missed that piece, that there. Subbing is free if you have Twitch Prime, by the way, which is, if not, it's only $5. But if you have Amazon Prime, you can get Twitch Prime for free, which makes it actually free. So this time, no, I already did it both times. Something is weird with the turning, I feel like. Okay, lefty parity. Interesting. Same PLL. Alright. Let's check out the third. Let's go back to the start. We'll go through. Okay, so right here, what's gonna happen at the start of this solve is he builds the white center first, and so Kangstrup is MotoJaguar is averaging a minute 20, so not too quick. Like we're over a minute on 4x4, so we're definitely not looking to anything too advanced. Right now we're just focusing. We want to put together the first center. For about minute 20, we want to know how to do the whole first center. It's usually pretty easy because there's only 4 pieces involved. This is just, I don't know exactly what was going on there. So in general, like, if you're more advanced, you can try out some fancy stuff with like doing some D moves and keeping your center on the bottom face to get ready for your second center. At this stage, just plan your first center as easily as possible. Like just have the pieces right in front of you. This is not the greatest start, but like doing all these D moves with like holding your center where you can't see it, wouldn't really advise that. It's much better it's okay for right now. It's something you can work out later. Just hold the pieces right in front of you. I'd recommend doing that. A little bit of misorientation with where you're holding the cube. It's fine. A little bit of a hesitation on that first cross edge, but also fine. The moves are fine. Like right here, just like the turning seems a little like you're just not very used to the cube or something. Like right here, it seems like you were trying. I don't know. Like it looked like right in that move, you're trying to do 2 layers, but then you got 3 layers. It didn't really matter, but like right here on this turn, like the RY, like it ends up being a 3-layer turn, but you're not really. It's like the cube's kind of coming apart. Like the cube shouldn't be coming apart like that. It should be pretty obvious like what layers you're turning. It seems the turning is a little kind of strange. Right here. So you're in this position right here. A couple things you could do. I'd probably just go ahead and do. I'm not 100% sure on this being optimal, but I'll get to the point. So you're. Wait, which one's on bottom? Alright, so you're here essentially, right? You're here. So you're right here. Couple options. If you do, say you do this, I'd recommend going into this move, this slice, like that. And that's fine. Or say you do, the other option would be you can do this U move here first, and go like that. Which is just another slice. I'd probably just do the first option first. But the real thing is that I don't really like the, I don't like doing this and then doing this type of move. Just do the slice right here, essentially, to bring it down. So yeah, that was kind of awkward. Unfortunately, didn't see that cross, didn't know where the cross piece was, but that's just a mistake. Right here, this, I mentioned this in a lot of videos. You can't be doing this cube rotation for this F turn. You're trying to slice in. Oops, that was not right. You're trying to put this piece in like this. So he goes like this. You got to go. Boom. Make sure you're always doing. Your left thumb's got to stay here. No rotations for moves like this. Like, once you're done with your first C4 crossheads, your left thumb should always be here unless you're rotating, and still should be here. Pretty much the entire rest of the solve. Left thumb right here. I say this in a lot of analyses, but just important. It'll be weird for a couple of days, but you'll figure it out. It's not that hard. Same thing right there. Gotta do your thumbs. Looks like you're kind of ambidextrous. The way you're holding the cube like also indicates that you're pretty ambidextrous, so that's good. Yeah, so big thing right here is this is kind of a thing people do on this is a thing people do on Avg5 or in 6 and 7 is you solve your first 2 F2L pairs before you finish your last 4 crossed or your last 4 edges, and no one does this on 4x4. I'm almost positive literally no one does this on 4x4. I know for a fact Max and Sebastian and Felix don't do it, and they're the best. So for 4x4 Yao, straight up finish all your Yao deduction before you start doing any pairs. Yeah, it's just a lot of times there's because you want to be doing. Let me look at the next solve also. You should be doing 3 2 2 2 3 essentially. Okay, in that case fine. 3 cycle. There's a better case for this one right here. Right here. So how you set this case up again? It's the mirror of this case. So if you have, it's like no. Let me set it up properly. You're right here. You're in this case. Much faster. Although for this specific case, since you didn't have, like, you get to this point, I don't know why this video is like, you get to right here, you don't, this is your last pair, you don't have any edges oriented. Sledgehammer this, do the back sledgehammer in. This speed, it's always a good idea to be learning how to do, so like you're essentially right here, except, one sec. You're essentially right here with the last pair here. It's always a good idea to be paying attention to your edge orientation, so just go like this instead. And then you'll get 2 edges on top, which is makes it a lot easier when you keep going. To look OLL, fine. It's fine at this stage. Doing that G perm also fine at this stage. Wouldn't really recommend learning big cube Avg at this point. Definitely you got more stuff to work on. It's more important. Let's see. So. Alright, 3 in first center, but I like this. You're holding the centers. You're doing it in front of you. Way better on the first 2 centers there. Those are fine. So you did the blue one first. Just something to point out. Red and white are 1 move from being done. Right here. And RY to solve red on white. So, there's something you kind of... It's not a big deal. You just kind of miss it there. You got the easy one there. Not bad, not bad, not bad. So right here, there's like, it's kind of, it's still technically a slice. This is pretty much the same thing. It's the same thing. Okay, never mind. Skip that edge piece. Nice. Okay. Okay. So if you slice like this, if you slice and you already have an edge solved, I think I honestly need to double check on this, but I think the ideal thing is you just leave it solved and you skip the first edge in 3, 2, 2, 3 instead of taking it out. But it's not the biggest deal that you didn't do that. Wait, what the? Yo, MotoJaguar, what edge pairing method are you using right here for this 4x4? Was that? Are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, it's hard for me to tell exactly what you're doing here. What's your normal edge pairing method to use for this, essentially? Because I'm not sure what exactly is going on. It's a mistake right there. Like, it's important to know, like, be confident. Like, right here, you insert and then you realize it's wrong. This is just a huge waste of time. Make sure you know what orientation the edge is going to be in before you insert. So you inserted and then you flipped. You have no idea what you're doing. So for 4x4, I usually don't really do straight tutorials, but if you don't know what 3, 2, 2, 3 is, I'll just give you a brief overview. You can definitely find some videos on it online, though. Probably better ones. I imagine J-Perm's got a good one. But there's definitely just stuff floating around. So for 3, okay, so essentially what you want to do, you solve your first 4 edges, do a slice to the right or to the left. Doesn't really matter whichever one you like. So I go to the right. All right, you see here, all right, I got orange, green. I need to find the orange, green edge right here. Put it in so that way when I slice back, these are going to match up. You see that? And then we go here. Now I need orange, yellow, boom. Now when I slice back, this one's correct and this one's correct. And now I'm looking for this one, red and green. It's right here. It's got to flip. Now when I slice back, I have solved 3. So the only ones that are incorrect are now in the top layer and right here, which is fine. And then you finish off your edges. So that was the first 3, and then you do 2. There's 1. You match up with either this one or this one. There's 2. And then usually you're up to 3, but I skipped one of the edges. So then I just have 2 left, which is a simple flip. So that's a pretty quick overview. I imagine J-Perm's got a better overview on his channel, but that's really what you want to be doing. That's really important. That's really important to be learning in terms of edges. So that, I won't really talk about that too much more. Not the biggest deal right now, but in this particular case, I wouldn't really recommend, it isn't something at this speed I'd recommend learning, but it's something you can think about. So when you have this case in particular, it's one sec. Yeah, so you have this case right here. When you get this case, if it looks like this, you can do peel up parity on this angle, and it'll give you a JA or a JB perm. So that's when it looks like this. These I wouldn't memorize. I wouldn't spend a lot of time memorizing these. Don't memorize them all. Don't look them up. Just really just kind of be aware of what happens when you get different PLL cases with parity. What angle do you do it from? Try it different ways. Not something you should spend any time really focusing on, but something that you should be thinking about doing your solving. Like if you were like a sub 30 solver and you didn't know this, I'd be like, you need to like look up all these. Like you need to spend an hour and learn all these. But I'm at 20. There's nothing really wrong with not knowing these, but just something kind of to be looking out for. All right. All right, first two are looking better here. All right. A little bit of uncertainty on the color scheme, but it's not a big deal. That's fine. What is going on? Interesting. That was weird. I don't know what was happening. That was weird. All right, skip the cross edge. Not bad. Getting a little lucky. Oh, you're like free slicing edges. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do this. Change the 3-2-2, like change the 3-2-3 immediately. Like immediately. Yeah, you do 3-2-3. It's way better. And then everything about your solve will just be way better in general. Again, same thing about partial edge control. Oh, never mind. That wouldn't have helped you, but okay. It's good. Do OLL so you get a bar case. Usually bar cases are better. Good stuff. I'd recommend learning full OLL, but what do you average on 3x3 Kank strip? What was that center? I'm assuming this was a mistake. This is weird. 17 seconds on 3x3. I'd really recommend learning full OLL at that point. You're too quick. If it's too fast to not know full OLL. Especially when you don't know, like, if you didn't know it, if you knew it all except for dot cases, that might be okay, but, like, you clearly don't know, like, a lot of the cases, so really recommend learning full OLL. Pretty important. Let's see. In this case, just do yellow. So, like, this is a bad case that you get here, but so if you see all the yellow is on, like, one layer, like, right here. So it's easier to keep track of where all the pieces are if you don't have to deal with the L or the R faces. So I'd recommend doing yellow here. You do something super whack for white that I don't like at all. So I think you accidentally did a move or something. Like you did like 4 cube rotations, so whatever. Just like I would have done yellow there. It's much easier. Definitely stuff like to kind of plan out, work on. All right. I'm unsure what's going on. Yeah, the edges are so weird, so I don't know. Like right there, there's another example of not knowing what orientation the edge is going to be when you insert it. Make sure you know beforehand. Really important stuff right there. Yo, what's up, Xenon? See ya around. Again, essentially not knowing the orientation of the edge before it goes in. F12 here in the wrong slot. This is going to be a soon. It's a weird PLL you got there. Or, it's a weird OLL parity you got there. I'm not sure about that. But, oh, big deal. Not a huge deal. Alright. Like that. Easy stuff. Blue green is right there. One move for green, one move for green. Oh well. Oh well. I don't know. Like, it's not like you're. I like the fact that you're not really doing any moves before you know what like your next move is gonna be. So it's not like you're just doing random moves, but they're definitely you are still missing a lot of like the really easy stuff that's just like kind of already made for you. So it's not like you're wasting a lot of time recognizing, or well, it's not like you're turning too fast, which is why you're not recognizing well. But it's more you're still missing some stuff. So recognition and like kind of edge selection or center selection could definitely use some work. Right there again. Same thing again. Really, really important that you know what... right here for this F2L case. You got this F2L case right. You got this case right here. This can be solved from the back, or like if we're in front here. Now we had the 3-wave insert, right like this. What MotoJaguar did was, oh wait, one sec. Essentially, he did this, and then insert. So, stuff to know there. Where's it going back? Yeah. So, all right, Ola parody right there. You can do that from another angle. It's a lot easier on big cubes, but it's not a big deal right now. Like, stuff like that's not a huge deal. That is the wrong PLL. Yeah, that is the worst one. That's going to give you Emperor. So, alright, oops, one second. So, overall, I don't think there was, like, it wasn't bad. Overall, the biggest, okay, so the biggest thing, 3-2-3 edge pairing, 100%, you gotta do that. This weird free slice thing you're doing, like, doing 3-2-3 edge pairing is going to cut you like 10 seconds like immediately. It's like so much easier to track. You're going to know what's going on. That's incredibly important. And that also make sure you solve all your edges before you start your 3x3 stage. But that's kind of normal with 3-2-3 edge pairing. After that, probably the biggest common problem you have is when you're inserting edges into your E layer to like match up with other edges. I saw about almost 50% of the time you'd insert it incorrectly and then you have to flip it again. And that's just like you just don't know which orientation the edge is going to be in. Really important to know. Spend some time. Doesn't matter how long it takes at the beginning. It could take a while. Sit there and be like, all right, which way do I need to insert this to be correct? And then try and get to where you never insert it incorrectly. And eventually you'll get a lot better at it and it'll be really fast. And you won't have to think about it anymore. That's also really huge. Other than that, the kind of the finger trick on doing, make sure you're holding your left thumb here the whole time. None of this stuff. Other than that, other stuff, just when you're looking for your cross edges is mostly the biggest thing I've seen. That cross edge recognition is really rough and something I'm not very good at myself. But like a lot of times I'd see like, okay, orange and white are like one move off, but you do like green and white instead, which is like 4 moves. Just kind of maybe spend a little more time. I know you're definitely not turning too fast or anything, but you're definitely still missing like a lot of stuff just sitting like right in front of you. And that's like a lot of free time you can be saving with almost no effort. So other than that, 3x3, learn your full OLLs, a couple F2L pairs you should probably work out better cases for. It probably indicates that there's some more F2L pairs that you just don't know ideal stuff. Maybe like refine a little bit of F2L pair stuff. Other than that, pretty solid stuff. I think your centers weren't bad. The edges obviously had the major. I already mentioned stuff about edges and yeah. So yeah. Other than that, I guess one thing finger tricks it just kind of seemed like I think it was good that you could do lefty and right hand stuff, but it just seemed like you weren't that comfortable doing it yet, which is probably just due to the fact that you don't practice that much on 4x4 specifically, as you kind of said that you don't really practice that much. So kind of makes sense. But that's something that'll just kind of get better with time. I think it's good to be able to do lefty and double right triggers and like insert to the left and right. So I think that's all good stuff, but definitely something that you kind of need to just really grind out to get more natural and fluid at. So yeah.